I don't know if you can see this on his shirt right here. It says LakeExpo.com. And as you know, that is my source for all things Lake of the Ozarks, whether it's news, whether it's events, whether it's boat crashes, but everything pretty much, this is my source. And I just got lucky today because we're here with Zach and Katie at a property that they've listed with Grand Welcome. And they brought you here. This is Nate.
Yep. Oh, yeah, that's a handshake.
Great to meet you, brother. Great to meet you, man.
Good to meet you, too. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for being here. Yeah. So it's an honor, actually, to meet one of the co-owners, the editor. So everything you see on Lake Expo, you wrote.
The written word, yeah, it has to go either through me. I didn't write it all, but it has to at least pass through me to get out into the world. Yeah.
I love it. Yeah. I love it. So I want to know the story about Lake Expo because, like I said, to me, it is the news source at the lake. And so, and I asked you this question already, but when did Lake Expo start and kind of what is its story?
Yeah, well, it started in 2008. There are actually some debates about the origin year, but that's good. It's sort of shrouded in mystery. But started in 2008. Brent Simpson, our publisher and founder, started it then. He had previous experience at the lake in the newsprint industry. And just through some business and kind of like personal life things, he decided it was time to make a change and kind of go out on his own. And so he started Lake Expo, and it was Brent just hustling out there for a while. Had a little like Mako fishing boat that he put Lake Expo on the side of, and he'd go out to these events, and he was shooting photos, he was writing, he was selling advertising, he was literally doing all the things, and had a couple of freelancers from early on. And then really built up a great audience, kind of this grassrootsy kind of thing. And had the Lake Alert, which is our email newsletter blast that has like 16,000 people on that now. So he was like building that up from day one, started to build that. Then in 2012, we had a mutual connection, a family connection of mine that was friends with Brent. And Brent had told them, I'm looking for a writer. If you know anybody, I really need a writer. And so this guy called me and was like, hey, I know you like to blog. I blogged about our life and we had a little homestead and stuff. And, a few people read it. My mom read it, whatever. But, and he said, hey, I know you like to blog. You want to, consider being a journalist. And I didn't have any opposition to that. I didn't really I wasn't like craving journalism as a career. But anyway, so okay. So gave it a shot, and quickly Brent and I kind of struck up a friendship and then struck up a partnership. And in 2013 was when I full-time came aboard with Lake Expo after doing some freelancing and stuff for Brent for a while. And here we are. I guess we're a decade into that, and it's fun. It's been a journey, man. And we've seen, as I was sharing a little earlier, it's been fun to go from calling folks for an interview or whatever, and they go, Lake Expo, I don't think I've heard of that. So now, it sounds like I'm tooting my own horn, but it's just fun for people to go, oh yeah, we love you guys. So absolutely. It's cool to be a part of that lake scene in that way. And that's kind of where we've seen it grow, is just our audience. We meet people like at the boat shows and stuff now. When we go to Overland Park or whatever, and we'll meet people that have come down from Lincoln, Nebraska, and they're like, I read you guys every day when I get up in the morning with my coffee, and I'm like, I love you. Can I hug you? So yeah, it's been a fun journey.
I know the feeling, because I'm aspiring to be like you guys, but in the social world. Basically.
Yeah, well, it sounds like you're killing it, man. I mean, I may need to learn some tricks of the trade.
A couple people will watch this, hopefully.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Same thing. So first of all, it's not just Lake Expo anymore. You guys have your hands in a bunch of stuff. So what else are you guys doing?
Yeah, I don't even remember which came first anymore, but yeah, we are involved in a lot of different things now. So we have Shore Magazine, which is the lake's kind of boating magazine, and we do 10,000 copies of that per year, and we literally don't have any left at the end of the summer. With those go all over the place. It's an awesome magazine. I love it. It's a lot of work to put together, but we get tons of compliments. So it's just boating lifestyle and vintage history stuff to cool stories to cool photos, all that kind of stuff. So we do that. Okay. That comes out at the beginning of the year, basically. So we're working on next year's.
So one publication a year?
Yeah, and we do 5,000 copies with one cover, and we do a lot of distribution of those at the boat shows. Okay. And then there's some of that around the lake, and then 5,000 copies with a different cover. We move a lot of our racks to like the shoreline hotspots and stuff, and do a lot of distribution that way as well. So 10,000 copies total per year. So we have that. We have Exto, which is like, it's like AAA for your boat. It's Lake of the Ozarks specific, and boaters come aboard with that. And we got over 500 members on that now, which is pretty,
so somebody gets,
about 500.
Somebody gets stranded,
yeah,
saving their ass.
Yeah. They break down, the battery dies, you run out of gas.
That never happens.
It never happens. No, it literally never happens. And so what happens is your tow is free. And so it's like it's a membership with perks kind of club. So the average tow is like $700 on the lake. Wow. It's not cheap.
Wait, say this again.
The average boat tow on Lake of the Ozarks is $700.
And you charge?
It's $159 a year. Most folks can get in the door like for way cheaper than that, because we do a lot of sales and stuff. So
yeah, it's like AAA.
Yeah,
essentially.
For your boat. Yeah, and then people get 10 cents a gallon off on fuel too, which I mean about pays for at least half the membership if you boat even a little bit at a bunch of marinas. So you'd like show your little key float, remember key float at the marina, and they give you 10 cents a gallon off. So
where are the tow boats based out of?
There's like 3 or 4 different kind of locations that are placed around the lake so they can get to you as fast as possible. Of course, don't break down on a busy weekend, because you do have to get in line, because sometimes there's a line. But yeah, there's like 3 or 4 different spots. We contract with Lake Tow LLC, and they are our towing partners on the lake. So they're launching from all over the place, picking people up and dragging them here, there, and yon. And it's cool. It's been great, man. People love that. So we have that. We have Shore Magazine, and then we've partnered with Lakefront Living Realty now, and that's our most recent partnership. So we are now like business partners with Lakefront Living Realty. Me and Brent are, and essentially we started running a lot of real estate through Lake Expo several years ago, and we noticed that people really liked it. I guess there's some houses at the lake. I don't know.
I don't know anything about this. I don't know anything.
Turns out there's a house or 2 on the lake. So people loved buying houses, shopping for houses. And so we noticed that. We were like, man, we have an audience that loves shopping for homes. So we grew that, and we grew this relationship with Lakefront Living Realty and have partnered with them. So what that does is we are leveraging all our marketing for Lakefront Living Realty now, and then sellers who list with Lakefront Living Realty get their home or business, if they're selling their business, advertised on Lake Expo. Yeah. So that's kind of the exclusive angle that we brought in there. And we're just a few months in, but so far so good.
Nice. Yeah, I understand that well. So I think you just basically set us up now to at least do one other video, which is probably for the towing company, because that in and of itself is super valuable that I didn't even know about.
Okay.
And I'm a relatively experienced laker.
We got to do some marketing or something.
Something like that. Yeah, I like this. This. So back to Lake Expo now. So Lake Expo's got their hands on a lot of things. Again, you already know this. If you're watching this video, you've seen my videos where I do a green screen and I screen grab news. In fact, the notorious the crash where the boat went up on the shore. I did multiple videos on that. My initial one at 1.8 million views. It's awesome. Actually that one was taken from LOZ Drone, who's another. Oh yeah, you know him.
Love him.
And so we kind of share. We kind of share content, but I love what you guys are doing, because in a community like this, which is relatively small, a lot of second homeowners. There's very limited news sources, and so it's such a great place to go, and it's LakeExpo.com, right? Yep. So on the web only. Do you have any paper or anything physical?
Not for Lake Expo. It's just online. We have an app, so please download our app. I would love that, because that is how folks stay like directly. People go, oh, we get your news on Facebook or something. It's like, well, that's great, but a lot of it you don't see that happens, just because of how that works. So the app is huge for us, but LakeExpo.com, the Lake Expo app, it's on the App Store and Google Play. And then our Lake Alert. Some people like old school email, and we have a lot of people that like just getting, it's like a digest, it's like in your inbox. And so that you can sign up for that at LakeExpo.com as well.
Sign up for all of it on LakeExpo.
Thanks for using our content. I really appreciate that. And
I appreciate that you appreciate that.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people have a scarcity mindset of they're stealing my stuff, and I'm like, actually, I'm kind of promoting your stuff.
Yeah,
really
that's
what I'm
how
doing.
I see it.
Yeah,
That's great.
It really is cool. So I've just some personal questions because obviously everybody knows about this, and now this is really cool that we've got to bring it together. You weren't born and raised here, but you've been here for a long time.
Yeah.
So you already mentioned you kind of have a little background in blogging. You were like an OG blogger before blogging was cool. And so you said you mentioned you were born and raised in Southern Texas, and then your wife and you had a homestead. Describe that just a little bit because I think that's kind of fascinating.
Yeah, well, so my dad grew up at Lake of the Ozarks. My family has been here. I actually haven't like tracked it down exactly, but I'm sure before the dam was built, and I don't even know how much before that.
There's not many people that can say that.
Yeah, it's cool. I love that connection, and I never thought I would live at Lake of the Ozarks. Never. Dad grew up, he went to school at the Osage, graduated from Osage in 73, I think. And he just thought Missouri winters were way too cold. So he went to South Texas, got a job there, and met a beautiful young woman there who is my mom. And so I grew up in the San Antonio area, went to college in Dallas, met my wife there. We did a few things, but we had wanted to get kind of out, get some land, have a little homestead, that life. And so I remembered that the house my dad grew up in, that my grandparents had both passed away. It was just an empty on some acreage. And I thought, well, let's give it a shot. So we actually, at the time, we moved in with some friends. We kind of split the house with some really good friends from college. They stayed there with us for a little over a year. They moved back to Texas, but we really loved it here and ended up buying the place. But we had, at one point, I had a milk cow and chickens and American mulefoot hogs. And ducks.
I'm gonna have to Google that.
And you should Google it. It's a fascinating story, actually. And it's like a breed that was saved from extinction by putting them on islands in the Missouri River.
What?
Yeah, crazy story.
Wow,
yeah.
That is cool.
So, and goats, and we had all kinds of things, and we did it horribly. It was, it was like a comedy of errors.
Or amazingly.
It depends on how you look at it, but it was a comedy of errors, and you find that mostly you keep animals in a garden so that everything else can eat it all, right? Everything eats your garden, and the foxes and and everything eats all your chickens. But it was fun, and I blogged about it, and I actually really enjoyed going out and milking the cow in the mornings. That was kind of cool.
Well, that's
it was
awesome.
fun. So, anyways, we did that for a while, and then the Lord gave us children to replace these critters to the tune of 5 children. Yeah, they're 12, 9, 7, 3, and 1.5, and life is good. It's good. It's wild, but it's good.
So I'm gonna challenge you. We're gonna finish this up with 2 questions, and this is gonna be tough for you to answer because I imagine you can't show bias, but I'm gonna ask you for bias. I love to ask locals, what is your favorite restaurant that is on the lake, and what is your favorite restaurant that is off the lake, and why? On both answers.
Ooh.
So let's start with.
You get me in trouble with these because I'm going to make another advertisement.
Well, it's if I said, this is, you just came down with a terminal illness. You've got 2 days to live. You can have dinner at one place on the lake and one place off the lake. What are you choosing? Okay, good. I like it. All right, so we're gonna have to edit out this thinking here.
I'm going on the lake. I love 1932 Reserve. My wife and I have had some really, really special dinners there. That's like where I want to go on the lake for a date night.
Can you drive a boat up to?
Yeah. You can park. It's in the same cove as Backwater Jack's. Great place, by the way. If it's crowded at the reserve, it'll probably be crowded at Backwater Jack's.
I was going to say, if you don't like being shoulder to shoulder in a pool.
Yeah, right. But no, I love the reserve. I like fine dining. So yeah.
You're the first person that's answered that one. So that's cool.
Really?
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, the food, it's chef driven, right? So it's like everything is done with precision and with excellence and with like care, and it's just it's good food. And actually, the prices are not terrible. Like for that kind of experience, they're not so bad. So and then I off the lake. We've recently discovered the Tavern at Trails End.
Yeah.
And
you're not the first person to said that one. Okay.
Yeah. So those guys rock, and we've just been getting to know them, my wife and I went there and chatted with them, and then we're going to be doing some more visits there and some stuff at Lake Expo about them. So watch for that.
Cool.
And oh man, the story behind the place, and then their story, and then how they just, again, it's like the care and the craft of bringing something really, really good to the table. I love that stuff.
Very cool.
So there you go.
Very cool.
There's my answers.
Very cool. Speaking of children.
Yeah.
You don't want to be in the video? I appreciate the time, man.
Yeah,
This has been an honor. I have a feeling we're going to do more together.
I would love
we're going to do more together.
Let's do it.
So again, if you're looking for the news before I distribute it to you, that's where you want to go, is Lake Expo. If you enjoy the way I present it, well, then just stick with me. But if you like, that's the thing. That's the beauty of this. Some people love reading. Some people like watching idiots on camera, and that's how I provide it. What's the best way to connect with you if they want to just reach out?
To connect with me personally,
and both, and
okay.
Lake Expo.
Oh, okay. Well, me personally, you could contact me by email, editor@lakeexpo.com.
Perfect.
If you got a good story, if you see a boat that has run into a house ever, you should please send me that email.
That's the guy.
I want that email. I want the photos.
Yeah.
I mean, glad everybody made it out alive from that, but that was by far the most viral story of the year. Actually, Blake Shelton.
Yeah, that was good.
Was I think our most viral story of the year. Yeah.
Not mine. Mine was the boat crash.
Oh, there you go. I mean, it made its way out there in the world. But so editor@lakeexpo.com. I would love to hear from folks. And then, but the way to get to Lake Expo, lakeexpo.com. Go there and sign up for the Lake Alert email, and then download our app from the App Store and Google Play. You can follow us on Facebook too. We post a lot of our stuff there, but I kind of like the other ones better. So thanks, man.
Pleasure.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.